Hello, my friends, and welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. It is time for Wednesday night Fall Classic Baseball. Every Wednesday night, I bring you Fall Classic Baseball on my channel. And this Wednesday, we are continuing with the 1950 Philadelphia Phillies Whiz Kids replay. We're up to game number 7 in their season, and in my replay, the Phillies are 3-3 and about to start a series in Brooklyn against the Brooklyn Dodgers. The pitching matchup features veteran left-hander Ken Heintzelman on the mound for Philadelphia, and he'll be opposed by young right-hander Bud Podbielan for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So we'll see how this one goes. Ebbets Field, always interesting and always has the potential for plenty of runs to be scored. In the description for this video is the link to the ASG Games website, where you can find Fall Classic Baseball and Play Ball Baseball and Field Day Baseball, and as well as a host of games for other sports. So it's a very interesting website to check out. That link is in the description for this video, along with the link to my channel membership. And with channel membership, you get access to videos that subscribers can't see. Game demos, tutorials, playing tips, exclusive replays, book reviews, lots more, and a big archive of videos for you to use as well. You also get, as a channel member, discounts in my secondary store. And tomorrow night, Thursday night, September 18th, at 6 p.m. Central, I have the biggest secondary store coming that I've ever had. More than 30 season sets of different Sims. I think around a dozen different Sims are going to be available for you to purchase. And if you're a channel member, you get $10 off per season set, $2 off per individual team. And with discounts like that, you can't beat it. You also get, as a channel member, a free gift from me every month as a thank you for being a channel member. So make a note to join me tomorrow night, Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central for a doozy of a secondary store. It's the biggest I've ever had, and there's going to be literally something there for everybody. All right, but with no further ado, let's get down to the field at Ebbets Field. We're going to check out the lineups and the batting orders and roll Fall Classic Baseball on a Wednesday night as usual. All right, before we start the game, we start out with a case of the runs. This is how I look at evaluating a sim, and I'm showing you each week kind of what I'm looking at when I look at Fall Classic Baseball. What do we have here? Well, we've got the top line, the real-life runs scored by the Phillies and their opponents through 6 games, which is where we are in our schedule. The Phillies in real life had a 2-4 record. They had scored 26 runs. Their opponents had scored 27 runs. That's a grand total, with my socks and shoes off, of 53 runs through 6 games in the schedule. In my replay, the Phillies have been a little bit more prolific. We had one game where they went out of their minds, and so we have a little bit of an outlier game in the early going. In my replay, their record is 3-3, so they're 1 game ahead of their pace, but the runs are 10 games ahead. 36 runs have been scored by my Phillies in the replay. Their opponents have scored 41. That's a total of 77 so far in the early going. It's early. I'm not drawing any conclusions about anything but I'm showing you this to give you a way to think about how you might go about evaluating whether a sim is meeting your needs or not. So each week, we will have a look at a case of the runs. All right, we are in Brooklyn. Our date is April 26, 1950. This is our 7th game of the season. In real life, the Dodgers won this game 5-4. Let's look at the lineups. And of course, my friends, We are using the as-played lineups because if we don't, heads explode all over this great land of ours. All right, for the Phillies, leading off in center field, it's Dick Whitman. Batting second, shortstop Granny Hamner. Batting third, first baseman Eddie Waitkus. Cleaning up, right fielder Del Ennis. Batting fifth, third baseman Willie Jones. Batting sixth, left fielder Dick Sisler. Batting seventh, second baseman Mike Goliat. Batting eighth, catcher Stan Lopata. And batting ninth, it's Kenny Heintzelman, who on the 1950 season, after a pretty big 1949 season, he went just 3-9 for his one-loss record. For the homestanding Brooklyn Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese leads off at short. Bobby Morgan bats second at third base. Jim Russell will bat third and play left field. Jackie Robinson cleans up. He's at second base. Carl Furillo bats fifth. He's in right. Gil Hodges bats sixth. He's at first. Duke Snider against the left-hander drops all the way down to the seventh spot in the order. He'll play center field. Roy Campanella bats eighth. He's catching. And Bud Podbielan, the 26-year-old, will be on the mound. He's a right-hander, and in 1950, he went 5-4 for the Dodgers. All right, let's figure out what kind of stuff everybody's got here for tonight's ball game. We're going to start with Bud Podbielan, and he's got B stuff. And Kenny Heintzelman, he's got C stuff. Now, whenever I do a Greg Sovon game, I've got my fast action cards at the ready, so those are ready to go. And I've also got, and this might be my favorite part, I've got my strategy cards to refer to very easily and quickly right here as well. So they are right off camera and ready to go. Dick Whitman steps into the batter's box, and we are ready to start at Ebbets Field with our game, April 26, 1950, the Whiz Kids at the Bums. The pitch is delivered by Podbielan, and it's swung on by Dick Whitman. That is a ground ball hit to first. Gil Hodges will take it to the bag unassisted for out number one, and we're underway at Ebbets Field. Granny Hamner comes to the plate against Bud Podbielan, and the delivery to him is swung on by the Phillies shortstop and hit to right. In a few steps is right fielder Carl Furillo, and he's got it for out number two. Eddie Waitkus, the batter now. He's the Phillies first baseman. Podbielan kicks and delivers, and there's a base hit for Waitkus. That goes to center field, collected by Duke Snider. He gets it back in good shape. And the Phillies have a two-out base runner for their cleanup hitter, Del Ennis. Podbielan the stretch and the delivery. And that is going to be a fly to center. Back a few steps is Duke Snider, and he puts it away for out number three. Nothing across for the Phillies in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of inning number one. Phillies nothing, and the Dodgers coming to bat against Kenny Heintzelman. Pee Wee Reese, Bobby Morgan, and Jim Russell. I want to say Jim Russell. Jim Russell, the left fielder, coming up against Heintzelman in the bottom of the first. The delivery to Pee Wee Reese is swung on by the shortstop and bounced to second. Mike Goliat, in a couple of steps, takes it on the easy hop and flips to Eddie Waitkus for out number one. Bobby Morgan comes to the plate now. He's the third baseman today. Heintzelman deals to him. It is swung on by Morgan and a comebacker to Kenny. He takes a couple of steps toward Eddie Waitkus and throws him the ball for out number two. Jim Russell, the batter now, with Jackie Robinson in the on-deck circle. He would be next. The delivery to the switch hitter. And struck him out to retire the side. A bender from Kenny Heintzelman strikes out Russell. Nothing across for Brooklyn in the bottom of the first. We go to the second. No score at Ebbets Field. Bud Podbielan will face Willie Jones, Dick Sisler, and Mike Goliat for the Whiz Kids in inning number 2. The wind and the delivery is ball 4 to Puddinhead. He heads down to first base, and the Phillies have a leadoff base runner in the top of the second. Here's Dick Sisler. Podbielan the stretch and the delivery, and there's a base hit for Sisler. This is chopped on the infield. It's off Podbielan's glove. Everybody's going to be safe with an infield hit. Jones moves up to second. Sisler safe at first. The Phillies have 2 on with nobody out. Now it's second baseman Mike Goliat. Bud Podbielan the stretch and the delivery, and that's ball 4 to Mike Goliat. Down to first base he goes. The bases are dripping now with Phillies. And here's the catcher, Stan Lopata. The Dodgers are going to play their infield at double play depth all the way around. And the stretch and the delivery is swung on by Lopata. That's a ground ball hit to third. That is gloved by third baseman Bobby Morgan. And he gloves it, he fires home to Roy Campanella. Campy fires down to Hodges, and it is a rally-killing, soul-crushing, and rare 5-2-3 double play turned by Brooklyn. Now Sisler moves up to third base. Goliat goes down to second, but there's 2 outs now, and the Phillies have failed to score, and they've got their pitcher, Ken Heintzelman, at the plate. Heintzelman, an .053 hitter on the 1950 campaign. Bud Podbielan the stretch. Hey, strikes out his counterpart and gets out of second inning trouble. The Phillies loaded the bases with nobody out and come away with nothing. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Phillies nothing, Dodgers nothing. Dodgers get a huge morale boost there, and it'll be Jackie Robinson, Carl Furillo, and Gil Hodges coming up in inning number 2. Heintzelman kicks and delivers. Swung on by Jackie. It's a grounder to second. A worm burner to Mike Goliat. He sidearms it to Waitkus for out number 1. Carl Furillo the batter now. Heintzelman kicks and deals to Schoonge, and that's a fly to left. Back a few steps is Dick Sisler. He puts it away for out number 2. Gil Hodges the batter now. Heintzelman kicks and deals. And Hodges swings and hits one to left. Over by the foul line this time is Dick Sisler, and he puts it away for out number 3. Nothing across for Brooklyn in the second. We go to the third. No score at Ebbets Field. All right, the third inning is on, and the top of the Phillies order is on the way. It's Dick Whitman, and then Granny Hamner, and then Eddie Waitkus in the Phillies' third. Bud Podbielan delivers, and he walks Dick Whitman to get us started. Phillies have the leadoff man aboard here in the third inning. And here is Granville Hamner. The stretch and the delivery to Granny. And there goes Dick Whitman on the hit and run attempt. And this is the delivery to Hamner. Is a base hit past Jackie Robinson into right field. Dick Whitman around second, going to third. The hit and run works to perfection. Runners at the corners for Philadelphia with nobody out. Here's Eddie Waitkus. The Dodger infield is going to play. They're going to play a double play depth again. The stretch and the delivery by Bud Podbielan is swung on by Waitkus, and this one is ripped to center. It's in the gap. Whitman will score easily from third base. Hamner off and running. Duke Snyder collects it. He's going to hit Jackie Robinson with the relay throw. Robinson fires home, and it's late. Hamner will score on a double by Waitkus that drives into 2-0 Philadelphia in the top of the third. All right, now we got Del Ennis coming to the plate. Podbielan in a third inning jam. The stretch and the delivery to Ennis is going to be our first ballpark check. We haven't taken a look at Ebbets Field. A little bit easier for right-handed batters to hit it out than lefties. Let's see what happens here on Ennis. It is popped up, and drifting into foul territory is Gil Hodges, and it's out of play. The next delivery by Bud Podbielan is a base hit to left field. That is going to drive Waitkus home. Now Ennis is going to try and stretch it into a double. Give Dell an RBI, but now Jim Russell has a chance to gun him down at second base. Jim Russell's in left field. Let's see if he gets him. Ennis slides, and he's safe. It's a double for Ennis. 4 consecutive base runners for Philadelphia produces 3 runs. The Whiz Kids are in front 3-0. It's Willie Jones at the plate now. Bud Podbielan in trouble. The Dodger bullpen is stirring, but nobody's throwing yet for manager Bert Schotten. The stretch and the delivery by Podbielan is a grounder to second. That's gloved by Jackie. He flips to Hodges for the putout. Advancing to third is Del Ennis with 1 out. 1 down in the Phillies' third. Here's Dick Sisler. Now they could walk him and get to the right-handed batting Goliath. So let's see what Bert Schotten decides to do. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They are going to walk Sisler. He goes down to first. There's Whiz Kids at the corners. The Dodgers are going to play their infield at double play depth. Goliath, the batter. He's the second baseman for Philadelphia today. The stretch by Podbielan, and that will be a trip to the 54 chart. Here we go. And we go to the Wilder chart. All right, I got to draw another card. Lead runner picked off if the catcher, well, we got to check Campy's arm. He has an average arm. So 1-4, Campy's going to fire down to third and pick off Ennis. He got him. All right, so that's a 2-5 put out. Campy to Bobby Morgan applying the tag. And there's 2 away now. Well, a base running gaff by Del Ennis. Goliath still at the plate. Podbielan the stretch. And the delivery is swung on. That's popped up. This wouldn't be a home run in a phone booth. Gil Hodges under it in fair territory, calling and taking for out number 3. But the Phillies have a good inning in the third. They punch across 3 runs on 3 hits. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the third. It's the Phillies 3 and the Dodgers 0. Bottom third of the Brooklyn order coming up in the third inning. It's Snyder, Campanella, and Podbielan. The wind and the delivery by Kenny Heintzelman is swung on, and that is hit to left. Under it is Sisler, and he's got it for out number 1. Roy Campanella, the batter now. He's the Dodger catcher. The delivery is going to be a fly to center. Dick Whitman back a few steps, but he's got room and makes the catch for out number 2. Podbielan up there now. In 1950, he was a 107 hitter. The delivery by Heintzelman. And we'll have a ballpark check for Bud Podbielan. And this is a fly to center. Dick Whitman pounds the glove and makes the catch for out number 3. How about Kenny Heintzelman with a 9 up and 9 down start to the ball game? We go to the fourth. It's the Phillies 3 and the Dodgers nothing. It'll be Lopata, Heintzelman, and Whitman coming up 8-9-1 for the Phillies in inning number 4. Podbielan winds and deals. And this will be an error check for Bobby Morgan at third base. Bobby Morgan's error number is a 5 at third. And he makes the play over to Gil Hodges for out number 1. Bud Podbielan looking for a recovery inning here in the fourth after giving up 3 runs to the Phillies back in the third. Heintzelman up there now. He struck out in the second. The delivery is a base hit for the Phillies pitcher. That goes to center field. Snyder will get it back in, and the Phillies have a man aboard with 1 out. Here's Dick Whitman. Podbielan the stretch. The pitch to Whitman is swung on by Whitman, and this one is hit to right and deep. Back goes Furillo. He's on the track and makes the catch for out number 2. Heintzelman hustles back to first base. He thought it was gone, and now it'll be Granny Hamner. All right, Bud Podbielan with the stretch, and the delivery to Granville is a base hit. That goes to right field. Stopping at second is Heintzelman. 2 on with 2 outs for Eddie Waitkus. Eddie is 2 for 2. He drove in a couple of runs last inning with a double. Podbielan the stretch and the delivery to the Phillies first baseman. This is swung on and bounced to first. Hodges gloves it and steps on the bag to retire the side. The Phillies threaten but don't score in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth stanza, and your score: Phillies 3, Dodgers nothing. Top of the order coming for Brooklyn in the fourth. It's Pee Wee, Bobby Morgan, and then Jim Russell. Heintzelman kicks and deals to the Dodgers shortstop, and he swings, and it's a line drive caught by Granny Hamner. Nice play by Hamner. 1 down, 10 in a row retired by Heintzelman to start this ball game. Here's Morgan. Bobby bounced out to Heintzelman to get things started back in the first inning. And this will be, let's see, that's ball 4 to Morgan. That's the first Dodger base runner. 1 on with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Here's Jim Russell. He struck out in the first inning. Heintzelman the stretch. The Phillies looking for a twin killing. The delivery is swung on by Russell. It's a grounder to Waitkus at first. Waitkus gloves it and fires to Hamner for 1. And there's no return throw. Jim Russell beats the rap at first. So Morgan's retired 3-6. Russell's safe on a fielder's choice. And Jackie Robinson's up with 2 outs and a man at first. Heintzelman the stretch and the pitch to Jackie. And that's going to be a base hit for Robinson to right field. Jim Russell is around second, going to third. The Dodgers have runners at the corners now with 2 outs in the fourth. That's the first hit of the game for Brooklyn. Now it's Carl Furillo. He is the potential tying run at the plate for Brooklyn. Heintzelman the stretch and a deep breath. The pitch to the Dodger right fielder is swung on, and it's a line drive right at the head of Kenny Heintzelman. He catches it in self-defense to retire the side. Nothing across for Brooklyn in the fourth. They mount their first threat, but fail to get anybody across the pay station. We go to the fifth, and your score is the Phillies 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Podbielan will face Ennis, Jones, and Sisler, the 4, 5, 6 batters, in the Phillies order in inning number 5. Not a bad time to talk about stamina now, actually. Podbielan, I got to say his name right. 27 batters he can face before fatigue may become an issue for him. He's faced 21. Kenny Heintzelman also, his number is 27. He has faced 13. No, excuse me, 14. I got to take off my socks and shoes for that one. All right, here's Ennis. Podbielan, the delivery, and Ennis swings and hits a comebacker to Bud. He flips to Hodges for out number 1. One away in the Phillies' 5th inning. Willie Jones comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1. And the delivery to him is ball 4. He goes down to first. The Phillies have a 1-out base runner. Sisler, the batter. He's been on base twice. Podbielan, the delivery to him, and that's ball 4 to him. Bud has had some control troubles in today's game. He has walked 5 unintentionally and 1 more intentionally. There's 2 on now for the Phillies. Here's Goliath, and that Brooklyn bullpen is stirring again. The stretch by Podbielan and the delivery to Mike is swung on. It's a grounder to second. This is Jackie. He flips to Pee-wee for 1. And that's all they're going to get. A hard slide by Dick Sisler breaks up any chance for a double play. But Sisler's retired 4-6. Jones goes to third, and Goliath is safe at first. On the fielder's choice, the Phillies have runners at the corners. Now with Stan Lopata at the plate. Podbielan, the stretch and the delivery. And this will be another ballpark check. This is swung on and popped up by Stan Lopata. Gil Hodges in foul territory near the railing, leans over and makes the catch for out number 3. The Phillies strand a couple in the 5th. We're halfway through this one, and your score. The Phillies 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Snyder and Campanella 6, 7, 8 spots coming up for Brooklyn in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6, 7, 8 spots. Righty, lefty, righty. All right, Kenny Heintzelman winds and deals. This will be hit to Hamner at short. Be a range check. Hamner's range is an 11. And he can't get there. It gets past him into left field. Dick Sisler comes in a hurry and collects it. Hodges aboard with a leadoff single in the 5th. Here's the Duke. Double play depth for the Phillies infield. Heintzelman, the stretch and the delivery to Snyder is hit to right and deep. Back goes Ennis, warning track, wall, and it's gone. 3-2 Phillies. The Dodgers are coming, tra-la-la-la. The Dodgers are coming, tra-la-la-la. Nobody out in the 5th. Here comes Campanella. On deck is Podbielan. The stretch and the delivery to or the windup and the delivery to Campy is a base hit to center. A 64 hopper out to Dick Whitman. He gets it back in, and here's Podbielan. The stretch and the delivery to Bud. He squares to bunt, and he gets it down. It is bunted toward Willie Puddinhead Jones, who gloves it and fires over to Waitkus for the putout. Campanella advances to second on the play. He represents the potential tying run in this ball game, and now it's Pee-wee at the plate. Heintzelman's going to bear down here. Pee-wee's 0 for 2, the delivery. Swung on by Reese, and this is hit to left. Let's see if Sisler's going to make this play. His error number is a 3. And he does make the catch for out number 2. Holding at second is Campanella, and now Bobby Morgan will come to the plate. If the Dodgers are going to tie the score, they need a clutch 2-out hit from their third baseman, Morgan. Heintzelman, the stretch and the delivery. And let's see, did Bobby Morgan get it? It's ball 4. He walked him. Well, that puts the burden now on left fielder Jim Russell. There's 2 Dodgers on with 2 outs. Heintzelman in a jam here in the 5th. The stretch and the delivery. And struck out Russell. Heintzelman humped up on that fastball and struck out Russell for the second time in the ball game. That ends the Dodger fifth inning. They get 2 on 3 hits and they leave 2. We go to the 6th. We had a good one at Ebbets Field. It's the Phillies 3 and the Dodgers 2. Heintzelman will lead off the 6th inning for Philadelphia. He'll be followed by Whitman and then Hamner. 9-1-2 in Eddie Sawyer's batting order. Podbielan the delivery to Heintzelman, and struck him out. That's Bud's second strikeout of the ball game. He's gotten Heintzelman both times, and here's Dick Whitman. Whitman is 0 for 2, and the delivery to him is a base hit to left field. Whitman gets sawed off, but it drops in front of Russell. A one-out base runner for the Phillies. Here comes Hamner. Podbielan the stretch. Oh, boy, he is now... Let's see. That knocks him down to a C. They're going to get the bullpen going. And that will be... Joe Hatton and Billy Lowe starting to throw. Lefty-righty double-barreled action for Bert Schotten here in the 6th. Hamner's 2 for 3. Podbielan the stretch and the delivery. And a base hit for Hamner. This goes to right field. Around second is Whitman. He's going to go to third. The Phillies are in business with runners at the corners here in the 6th. Waitkus, the batter. And that's going to do it for Podbielan. They're going to go to Joe Hatton right here, a left-hander. So Podbielan goes 5 1/3 innings. He allows 9 base hits. He walked 2, 4, 5 unintentionally. 1 more intentionally. He struck out 2. And he allowed 3 runs so far. They're all earned. And 2 more men on base are his responsibility. He could lose this game. He cannot win it. Coming on is left-hander Joe Hatton. A 2-2 record for him in the 1950 campaign. He's a lefty, as I said. We're going to check his stuff. He has C stuff. Lowe's is still throwing in the Brooklyn bullpen. Eddie Waitkus comes to the plate, and the Dodgers are going to move their infield in here. Or are they? They're going to play in at the corners and double play up the middle. Try and turn one on Waitkus if they can. Hatton, the stretch, and the pitch to Eddie is a base hit for Waitkus. This goes to left field. That'll score Whitman easily. And around second is Hamner. He's coming to third. Jim Russell with a chance to gun him down. Let's see if he gets him. And this will be safe at third, sliding in there with first to third advancement on a single to left by Granny Hamner. So Waitkus with a big RBI right there. It's 4-2 Philadelphia. Here's Del Ennis. Now the infield comes in everywhere for Brooklyn. Hatton stretching and dealing to Ennis. He needs a strikeout or a pop-up of Ennis here. And the delivery is a swung on. That is a ground ball. And that is going to be a putout at first on Ennis. Jackie Robinson flips to Hodges. They will hold Hamner at third. Waitkus advances to second. There's 2 outs, and here's Jones. Well, now they could walk Jones and go after the left-handed hitting Sisler. But Hatton is so wild, I don't think they can do that. So they're not going to. They're going to pitch to Willie. He's 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Meanwhile, the Phillies base runners have Hamner at third and Waitkus at second. The stretch by Hatton and the delivery is swung on by Jones. It's hit on a line to left. Coming on is Jim Russell, and he's got it for out number 3. Well, that could have been worse for Brooklyn. The Phillies do get a run, but they leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and your score, Philadelphia 4 and Brooklyn 2. And hey, I want to give you a reminder, tomorrow night, Thursday night, is the September secondary store. Thursday night, September 18th, is the secondary store at 6 p.m. Central. So join me for that. Lots of great stuff and discounts if you're a channel member. So follow the link in this video description to become a channel member if you are not already. Over 195 channel members as of today. All right, Jackie Robinson, Carl Furillo, Gil Hodges against Heintzelman in the 6th. The windup by Kenny and the delivery to Jackie is swung on. It's bounced to second. Goliat with a nice play to his left cuts it off from going into right field. Plants and throws to Wakus for out number 1. Carl Furillo the batter now. Heintzelman winds and deals. Furillo drills one to left and deep. Back goes Sisler. It's gone. A solo bomb from Furillo makes it 4-3 Phillies. Dodgers keep coming. And the Phillies are going to get something going in the bullpen. It's going to be Bob Miller, the young right-hander, getting loose for the Phillies. We're in the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-3 Philadelphia. Gil Hodges at the plate. The windup by Heintzelman and the delivery. And Hodges swings and hits one to short. Granny Hamner from the hole fires to Wakus for out number 2. Nice play by Hamner, and here's the Duke. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Snyder went deep for a 2-run homer back in the 5th. Heintzelman, the windup and the delivery. And hey, strikes out Snyder. That'll end the Dodgers' 6th inning. They get that run back, though. We go to the 7th, and your score, Phillies 4, Dodgers 3. Phillies have Sisler, Goliat, and Lopata coming up, 6, 7, 8 in the Philadelphia 7th inning. The windup and the delivery by Joe Hatton. It's a lefty-lefty matchup, and he strikes out Sisler. He got him on a bender and made him look bad. First strikeout for Joe Hatton. And Goliat comes to the plate at 0 for 2. Hatton winds and deals to the Phillies second baseman. This is swung on and hit to Jackie at second base. His error number is a 3. And he makes the play to Hodges for out number 2. Stan Lopata at the plate now. He's 0 for 3. Nobody on base. Heintzelman would be next. Hatton deals to the Phillies catcher, and that's ball 4. Well, Heintzelman is going to bat with 2 outs and a man at first. And starting to throw now in the Phillies bullpen is right-hander Jim Constanti. Miller has taken a seat. Constanti at work. Heintzelman the batter here, though. He's 1 for 3. Hatton deals to him, and he walked him. 2 on now with 2 outs, and here comes the center fielder today, Dick Whitman. Whitman is also a left-handed batter. On deck, Granny Hamner would be next. The stretch and the delivery by Hatton. Swung on by Whitman and hit to center. Duke Snyder pounds the glove and makes the catch for out number 3. Phillies strand 2 in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch them out at Ebbets Field. And your score, Phillies 4, Dodgers 3. Heintzelman will face Campanella, Hatton, or a pinch hitter, and then Pee Wee in the 7th inning. Timeout. All right, it's going to be Campy, Hatton in the top of the order with Pee Wee. In the bottom of the 7th, Heintzelman on a short leash right here. Constanti is ready in the bullpen. The wind and the delivery by Heintzelman is a base hit for Campanella. That drops in front of Del Ennis. Tying run aboard for Brooklyn. Here's Joe Hatton. All right. The stretch by Heintzelman and the delivery to Hatton. He squares to bunt. And then it is gloved by Waitkus. He turns and flips to Goliat covering first. The sacrifice moves Campanella to second base. There's now one out, and here's Pee Wee. And it's a one-run game. They're going to go to Constanti right here. All right, so before we tell you about the 1950 National League MVP, let's tell you about Heintzelman's game here. He went 6 1/3 innings. He allowed 6 hits. 2 of them were home runs. He walked 2. He struck out 3. He allowed 3 runs, at least so far. They're all earned. Campanella at second is his responsibility. Ken Heintzelman could win this game. He cannot lose it. Constanti is on, and in the 1950 campaign, he went 16-7 with 22 saves in 74 ball games. At that time, a National League record. Let's check Constanti's stuff. He has C stuff, and he's going to bat in the 9 spot in the order. All right, Pee Wee at the plate with Campy at second, 1 out. Pee Wee is 0 for 3. Constanti the stretch and the delivery. And we'll have a ballpark check. This will be a base hit for Pee Wee. It goes to center field. Around third and scoring is Campanella. Pee Wee is going to try and stretch it into a double. Dick Whitman is going to have a chance to get him. The throw coming from Whitman is going to be in time. They got him. It's an 8-4 putout. Goliat with the tag on Pee Wee Reese. But Pee Wee's single drives home the tying run. We're all even at 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. So Heintzelman cannot win this game. He cannot lose it. Constanti will get he's in line for the decision at this point. Bobby Morgan is up there now with 2 outs and nobody on. He has walked twice in the game. He's 0 for 1. Constanti deals to Morgan. This is swung on, it's hit to center. That's toward Dick Whitman. Let's see if he can get it. His range is an 8, and he can't get there. It bounces past him. Morgan around first. He's going to cruise into second with a 2-out double. Go-ahead run right there for Brooklyn. Jim Russell comes to the plate, batting left against Constanti. The stretch by Jim and the delivery to Russell, and that's trouble for the Phillies. This is going to be extra bases. Over the head of Dick Whitman and bounce 1 hop off the center field fence. Russell around second. He's heading to third. Morgan scores easily. The relay to third base is late. Russell is in with a run-scoring triple. It's 5-4 Brooklyn. All right, Jackie comes to the plate now with a chance to add to the lead. Constanti the stretch, or the windup, with 2 outs and the delivery. And Jackie swings. This will be hit to Goliat at second. Mike's error number is a 7. And he makes the play to Waitkus to retire the side. But a bad inning for Philly, a good inning for Brooklyn. They get 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave 1 90 feet away. We'll see if that costs them later. But we go to the 8th inning, and Brooklyn has taken the lead for the first time in this game. It's the Dodgers 5 and the Phillies 4. In the Phillies' 8th inning, it'll be Hamner, Waitkus, and Ennis, the 2, 3, 4 slots in the order. Joe Hatton now in line for the victory if he can hang on. In the Dodger bullpen down the first base, the right field line, Ralph Branca is warming up for Brooklyn. Okay, Hamner 3 for 4 leading it off against the left-hander Hatton and the delivery. And Granny with a base hit. This goes to center field. Drops in front of Snyder. Hamner with his 4th hit of the game. It'll bring up Waitkus. Lefty-lefty matchup. The stretch by Hatton and the pitch to the Phillies first baseman is swung on. That's a ground ball hit to short. This is Pee Wee. He flips to Jackie for one, and the relay is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turned by Brooklyn. Wow. Ennis comes to the plate now with nobody on base. 2 outs. He's 1 for 4. Willie Jones would be next. Hatton kicks and deals. And he walks Ennis. Well, that brings up Jones. They're going to give Hatton one more batter. Jones is 0 for 2. Tying run at first. Go-ahead run at the plate. Hatton the stretch and the pitch to Puddinhead. And he struck him out. Second strikeout for Joe Hatton. What a job he did in relief. We go to the bottom of the 8th and your score. Dodgers 5, Phillies 4. Constanti is out for the 8th inning. Going to try and hold Brooklyn right where they are. 1 run ahead. He'll face Furillo, Hodges, and Snyder, 5, 6, 7 batters in the order for Brooklyn in the bottom of the 8th. 5-4 Brooklyn in the bottom of the 8th. Constanti deals. Swung on by Furillo. It's hit to center. High but not deep. Dick Whitman right there and makes the catch for out number 1. Gil Hodges is 1 for 3 and he's up there now. Constanti winds and delivers to the Brooklyn first baseman. And this will be ball 4. He walked him. All right. Snyder at the plate now. He's 1 for 3. Constanti the stretch and the pitch to the Duke. Swung on by Snyder. It's a fly to right. Over by the foul line is Ennis, and he's got it for out number 2. Hodges retreats to first, and here's Campy. Joe Hatton is standing in the on-deck circle. Constanti the stretch and the pitch to the Dodger catcher. And it is swung on and hit to left. In a few steps is Sisler. He puts it away for out number 3. Nothing across for Brooklyn. In the bottom of the 8th, we go to the 9th. It's put up or shut up time for the Philadelphia Phillies. Your score, Brooklyn 5 and Philadelphia 4. Hatton doing okay for stamina. He has faced 12 batters. He can face 17 before fatigue may be an issue, and they're going to keep riding him. Sisler, Goliat, and Lopata due up for the Phillies, 6, 7, 8 spots. If anybody gets on, it's Constanti's pitcher spot. Due up 4th in the inning. Ralph Branca is ready in the Dodger bullpen. But we're going to start with a lefty-lefty matchup. It's Dick Sisler, 1 for 2 with a pair of walks. Hatton deals to him. And a base hit for Sisler. There's the tying run in the game. It drops in front of Duke Snyder. And that's going to do it for Joe Hatton. We're going to get a snoot full of Ralph Branca here. Ready to take over for the Dodgers. He led the team in saves in 1950. He was 7-9 with 7 saves. So Hatton is done. He goes 2 2/3 innings. He allows 3 hits. He walked 3. He struck out 2. But importantly, he allowed no runs. And the Phillies had a chance for some insurance runs in the 6th and the 7th and the 8th, and he did not buckle. All right, so it's going to be Goliat here. Yeah, they're going to let him bat. Sisler at first. Let's see what kind of stuff Ralph has. He has B stuff. He is looking to close this thing out. Goliat is 0 for 3. At first is Sisler. Do they want to run for Sisler? Well, let's check. They've got some speed on the bench. Jack Mayo should be fast. Putsy Caballero should be fast. Putsy is going to run for Sisler at first. Okay. So Sisler is out. Caballero is at first. And here's Goliath against the right-hander Ralph Branca. The stretch and the delivery. And Goliath with a base hit. That's big. It's off Branca's glove. It's going to roll toward Jackie. There's no play anywhere. 2 on for the Phillies with nobody out in the 9th, and Lopata is due. Well, I don't really like the odds here, so we're going to look at the bench. They could have him bunt. Boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. They're going to have Jack Mayo hit for Lopata right here, moving into the on-deck circle to bat for Constanti is outfielder Richie Ashburn. But Jack Mayo is going to bat here. He's a .222 hitter on the campaign. He could be bunting. We don't know. Branca the stretch and the delivery. And Mayo swings. He hits it to Hodges at first. Hodges gloves it, and he will step on the bag for the putout of Mayo. The runners move up. Caballero to third. Goliath to second, and here comes Richie Ashburn to pinch hit for Jim Constanti. All right. Chance for the Phillies to take the lead. 1 out. They also have an excellent bunter at the plate in Ashburn. They could put the squeeze on. The infield in for Brooklyn at all 4 spots. Ralph Branca needs a strikeout or a pop-up here. Let's see what happened. Well, let's see. What do we want to do with Ashburn? The stretch and the delivery by Branca. He is not bunting, and this will be ball 4. The bases are loaded with Phillies. Now the Dodgers are going to get their bullpen going again. This will be Dan Bankhead starting to throw. Bases are dripping with Phillies. It's Caballero at third, Goliath at second, and Richie Ashburn at first base. The infield stays in for Brooklyn. It's 5-4 Dodgers. The stretch by Branca and the delivery to Whitman. And a base hit for Whitman. This goes to center field. That's going to tie the game. Are they going to wave Goliath home? This bounces in front of Snyder. He takes it on one hop and fires home. Goliath slides. He's under the tag. It's 6-5 Phillies on a 2-run single by Whitman. My goodness. On the play, Ashburn stops at second. All right. Branca blows the lead, and he's on the hook for the loss now. It's 6-5 Philadelphia. Now the Phillies bullpen has to get going. Bob Miller gets up again and starts throwing. All right, Constanti in line for the victory. He's going to vulture one if the Phillies can hold on. Granny Hamner at the plate. The Dodger infield now at double play depth. It's Ashburn at second, Whitman at first. Hamner is 4 for 5 in the ballgame. Branca the stretch and the delivery. Swung on by Granny. It's a grounder to short. This is Pee Wee. He goes to Jackie for 1, and the relay to Hodges is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing, and inning-ending 6-4-3 double play turned by Brooklyn. But in the inning, the Phillies take the lead. They indeed put up. On 2 runs, on 3 hits, they leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's the Phillies 6 and the Dodgers 5. mercy. Jim Constanti is done after an inning and 2/3. He allowed 3 hits, a walk. He did not strike anybody out. He did allow a run. He is in line for the victory if Bob Miller can close the door on Brooklyn here. Miller, second in the 1950 Rookie of the Year balloting, was 11-6 with 1 save. He is eligible for a save right here. Let's check Miller's stuff. He has A stuff. He will bat in the number 9 spot in the order where... No, he won't. Ashburn's going to go in and play center field. Whitman will play left field. And Miller will bat in the 6th spot in the order where Dick Sisler was and Putsy Caballero was. So Miller is on in the 6th spot in the order. And he has, as I said, A stuff. He's a right-hander. And out of the Dodger dugout to bat for Ralph Branca is George Shotgun Schuba. He will pinch hit for Branca, and then he'll be the top of the Dodger order with Pee Wee Reese and Bobby Morgan. Bob Miller winds and deals to Schuba. And it's ripped by Shotgun Schuba. It's a base hit to right field. It's going to get down and get into the right field corner. Del Ennis has to dig it out of there. Schuba around first into second with a leadoff double for Brooklyn. All right, he's in scoring position. Here's Pee Wee. Well, what do you do here? All right, the stretch by Miller and the delivery to Pee Wee. He squares to bunt. And he will get it down. It is bunted to Jones at third, as you would expect. He charges and fires to Goliath covering the bag at first to retire Pee Wee. The sacrifice moves Schuba to third. The tying run in the game is now 90 feet away. Here's Bobby Morgan. The Phillies infield moves in at all 4 spots now. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Morgan. And that is going to be Don Newcomb. So Newcomb bats for Morgan with a chance to tie the ball game. Against Bob Miller. Infield in for Philadelphia. Jim Russell is on deck. Miller the stretch, the delivery. And we got to look at the 54 chart. And this will be a wild pitch by Miller. And that'll bring Schuba home. Tied at 6. Now the Dodgers with a chance to win the ball game. The next delivery to Nuke. This is swung on by Newcomb. It's hit to third. That's Puddinhead Jones at third base. His error number is a 7. And he makes the play to Waitkus for out number 2. Jim Russell, the batter now. On deck, Jackie Robinson would be next. 6-6 game. We're in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch by Miller. Hey, struck him out. He struck out Russell to retire the side, and we are going to have an extra inning ball game today. We go to the 10th, and your score, Phillies 6, Dodgers 6. All right, changes now for Brooklyn. George Schuba is going to go play left field. He stays in the game. He'll be in the 9 spot, of course. Billy Cox is the new third baseman. He'll bat second. And the new pitcher for Brooklyn, batting in Jim Russell's number 3 spot, is Dan Bankhead. He's a right-hander. And in 1950, he went 9-4 with 3 saves. Let's check his stuff. He has B stuff. And he will face the meat of the Phillies order in inning number 10, Waitkus, Ennis, and Jones. All right. 6-6 ball game, top of the 10th. Bankhead with the windup and the delivery to Eddie Waitkus, and he struck him out. He got him with the cheese. One down in the Phillies' 10th inning. Now it's Del Ennis. Ennis is 1 for 4. The windup by Bankhead and the delivery, and he strikes out Ennis. 2 down for Bankhead. Now it's Jones. Willie is 0 for 3. Bob Miller is standing in the on-deck circle. Bankhead winds and deals to Willie Jones. And this is swung on by Jones. And it's going to get down and in the gap in left center field. Around first and heading to second is Pudd'nhead. He's in scoring position with 2 outs. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Bob Miller. Chance for the Dodgers, or for the Phillies, to take the lead. And it's going to be, who's it going to be? Stan Holmig, a backup outfielder, is going to bat for Bob Miller. He is a left-handed hitter. And now warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies is right-hander Milo Candini of the Flying Candinis, the circus family. All right. Bankhead the stretch. The delivery to Stan Holmig is swung on by Holmig. That is hit to second. Jackie Robinson's error number is a 3. And he makes the play to Hodges to retire the side. Phillies threaten but don't score in the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th frame, and your score, Phillies 6, Dodgers 6. Bob Miller is done after an inning of work. He allowed 1 hit, 1 run. He struck out a man. He will not get a decision in this ballgame. Milo Candini, the 32-year-old right-hander, is on. In 1950, he was 1-0 in just 18 games. Let's check his stuff. He has A stuff. Milo is going to bat in the number 6 spot in the order where Miller was. He's going to face Robinson, Furillo, and Hodges, 3 right-handed batters in the bottom of the 10th. Candini winds and deals, and he walks Jackie Robinson. All right, the Dodgers have a leadoff base runner in the 10th. Jackie Robinson is working on his lead, and he is off with the pitch to Carl Furillo. Furillo takes the pitch. The throwdown from Ken Silvestri is not in time. Robinson steals second. He is now in scoring position with the winning run in this ballgame. All right, Candini's got to bear down. Furillo is 1 for 4 in the game. He took a strike. The pitch by Milo, and the delivery to Furillo is a base hit. That's a base hit for Furillo to center field. It drops in front of Richie Ashburn. Ashburn firing home to Silvestri. It is offline, and Robinson scores with a 7-6 Brooklyn winner. My goodness. Jackie gets on in the bottom of the 10th, steals second. Furillo delivers the single to center. Ashburn charges but cannot throw Robinson out at home, and the Dodgers walk off a 7-6 victory. All right, let's give you the totals on this one. For the homestanding and victorious Dodgers, 7 runs, 11 base hits, and they committed no errors. The Phillies, 6 runs, 14 base hits. You know, when you got a chance to put Brooklyn away, you really got to do it. And there's no errors for the Phillies. The loss goes to Milo Candini, and the victory goes to Who does the victory go to? Oh, Dan Bankhead. I believe Candini is 0 for 1. 0-1. I got to double check that. Let's take a look and find out Milo's record. Did he have a decision? I think he might have. No, he didn't. Okay, so he is 0 for 1. 0-1. The player of the game and the winner of the Kurt Berglund's Baseball World Clock Radio is going to be Carl Furillo for his walk-off single. Honorable mention to Jackie Robinson for doing all the hard work of getting into scoring position to make that single pay off. Honorable mention also to Dan Bankhead, who really came in and threw gas in the top of the 10th. So with the loss, the Phillies now, their record drops to 3-4 on the young season. In the description for this video is the link to the ASG Games website where you can check out Fall Classic Baseball. And I think you can see how easily it plays. It's just an amazing sim. Also in the description for this video is the link to my channel membership. With channel membership, you get access to members-only videos that subscribers can't see, discounts in my secondary store, $10 off per season set, $2 off per team, and a free gift for me every month as a thank you for being a channel member. And tomorrow night, Thursday night, September 18th, is secondary store night for September, and it's my biggest one ever. So a great time now to become a channel member and take advantage of those discounts tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central, right here on my YouTube channel. But for now, from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, your final. The Brooklyn Dodgers 7, the Philadelphia Phillies 6 on April 26, 1950. Have a great evening. So long, everybody.